Hello, my good people. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on your location. We have come again with another information. And yesterday, you will notice that we uploaded that IBB is now clamoring for restructuring, that power should be given to states. And we said we will not listen to anybody. We no go agree for anybody. Nah, as we they speak. Now, our Prime Minister had to tweet or send something on X. He said, this is another clip from 2021 debate between Simon Ekpa and Professor P.L.O. Lumumba, where I went further to school him about Aburi Accord and call to revisit it or call for restructuring Nigeria, reminding him why we are no longer interested in restructuring. Sure, you have to listen to that debate now, because if you don't know where we are right now, you will always misquote us, all right? Please, let's hear him out.
Now, you also mentioned something about Aburi. You know, you touched a lot of things. You mentioned something about an Aburi Accord, whether it is need to visit that or something like that, maybe because of what I have said earlier. Let me also put this in your mind, that the issue of Aburi, when we talk about Nigeria, the issue of Aburi is a no-go area, because a lot of things have changed. During the time of the Aburi Accord, we do not have 6 terrorist groups in Nigeria, and that 6 terrorist group, they are coming from one particular region. We do not have that during that time. So there are so many compelling factors that will make us not to talk about Aburi Accord. Aburi Accord or anything restructuring is out of question. Of course, some people may argue that, well, yes, let us restructure regionally and all that. And my question to them is, how do you restructure the 6 terrorist group? We need to handle this issue in a way to solve the terrorists, to solve the issue of insecurity. And we say we have researched and we know how to solve it. How to solve it is to, first of all, identify the reason why you have the terrorist group in Nigeria in the first place. What are the reasons? The reason is very simple. The terrorist group are fighting for Islamic State. What is Islamic State? Islamic State is a state where you have Sharia law. The Sharia law may be very extreme, but however, there is no difference between Islamic State and Sharia law. The Sharia law, Islamic State. Islamic State is Sharia law. Now, when you disintegrate Nigeria, automatically you have disintegrated the interests of the terrorist group that were formed to make sure that they turn Nigeria into Islamic State. Because, as I speak to you now, the 12 northern states in Nigeria already are practicing Sharia law. And even though we have Christians in the north, the northern Nigeria will be very comfortable with their Sharia law because they're already practicing that at the moment. That will also disintegrate the interests of the terrorists who are eyeing the middle belt of Nigeria and the southern Nigeria. When that is done, when Nigeria is integrated tribal line, the interest of this terrorist group already has been disintegrated 80%. How do we end this terrorism in the north? By that time, all terrorists will either lay down their arms in frustration, or they continue to launch terrorist attacks in other neighboring countries like the Middle Belt, Biafra, and Ududua. And what do? We are going to have what we call a joint military operation for a complete wiping out of terrorists in Sahel region. Because we are going to have compromised military. When we say compromised military, is that uncompromised military. In Nigeria today, you have compromised military. You have military who are sympathetic to the terrorists. And those who are ready to fight the terrorist group in Nigeria will never be allowed to become the chief of army staff. the chief of army staff does not go to one front. The people that goes to one front who are sympathetic to the terrorists. So it can never work, and it can never end the war on terrorism. But disintegration of Nigeria will end the war on terrorism. It will make us, Biafra people or Duduwa people, and however, whichever country that is going to emerge from Nigeria, uncompromised military operation to bring Africa to a safe place. Like I said, the disintegration of Nigeria will be the beginning. Lastly, you also agree with what most of the things I've said, and I'm very happy for that. And it will be good that with this thing that you said I have planted in your minds today, we begin to discuss it. Let it begin to germinate. That sometime, you also agree that sometimes you need to, to disintegrate in order to come together. And that's what we're asking for. The disintegration of Nigeria, the disintegration of those who feel oppressed, who feel they are different, and for that, they are not being carried along in any government. Bringing them and making them go their way and govern themselves will strengthen the unity of Africa at the end of the day. I so submit. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That is 2 minutes African time. All right.
Thank you, Prime Minister, for your knowledge and understanding of politics. Yes, you can see this is 2020. This happened 2021. And this is 2024. For those of you that say he doesn't know what he's doing, he's just trying to make followership and all that, you can see that he knows what he's doing. All right? He's doing it for the Biafrans, for the love he has for Biafrans. That is the reason why he's doing what he's doing. And I want all of us to keep following and keep pushing for the restoration of Biafra. There is nothing again like restructuring. No, not in the list. Not in the list. Never. So, we voted for referendum and they are not giving it to us. We have resolved to go for self-referendum. And that is a welcomed idea by Biafrans. And of course, power belongs to the people. We must do that which we have decided to do. Thank you and God bless you all.